my garden. This is my third try at this, so I hope this one works. I plan to give you quarterly updates at the change of each season. This is to keep myself a record for myself, show my niece what I'm doing, and anyone else who's interested in the methods I am using in my permaculture / organic gardening. I come into this area, which is my chook, part of my chook forage area, and I have sown here a green cover crop of lucerne, barrel medic and red and white clover, which is all edible. The chooks, it adds nitrogen to the soil, and they can also forage on it. I've also sown a clucker-tucker, which has barrel medic, bok choy, buckwheat, chicory, clover, cocksfoot, linseed, lucerne, millet, plantain, silver beet, subclover and sunflower. I had a list. And it's starting to come up. I'll show you this, some of the clover down there. There's some, I think there's sunflowers and some other things coming up. I don't know which is which. And I've planted some trees here and some bushes. That is tree lucerne or Tagasaste. It fixes nitrogen in the soil and also provides shelter, and they can also eat it. And some acacias, and they can eat the seeds of the acacias. They can also use those for shelter. And here are my girls and my boy. These are my big girls, and my rooster. That's 6 girls and my rooster. And here's my babies. I'm letting them out for most of the day now. Even this very small one. Now these ones here are all the same age, and you can see that really small one. I'm slightly concerned about her, but she seems pretty lively. And these are my gorgeous little silkies. Look at them. Look at them. Hello, girls. I'm hoping they're girls. One lot I got was already sexed, and one was non-sexed. This is my compost pile, and I let them free range on that, but it's losing heat, and I have no greens to put in it to get the heat back up. So my compost pile's sort of on hold at the moment. This shall eventually be food forest, but I'm using as a chicken forage area. You can see the clovers and some all sorts of things coming up there, all those things that I mentioned previously. And if we go over one again, this is also going to be another food forest area, but I'm using it for potatoes, and I have some potato mounds. I'm using a method called no dig, is where you just place a potato on the ground and build straw around it and let them sprout. And there's some potato plants coming up there. Don't know if you can see those. Sorry, the focus is so bad, but at this point I'm still using my laptop to film. And in between the rows I have sown some green manure cover crop, and I've got some beans along the fence. Now some have been eaten quite badly, and I don't know how they'll go because the soil here isn't that fantastic. It's fairly clay soil, but we shall see what we shall see. So it's not that hot today, and my littlest chicks seem to be surviving. They don't like the wind. They go inside this little structure and they shelter in there. Look at them all cuddling in there together. So we shall move on to my annual beds. My seedlings, I have quite a few seedlings. I raise all my seedlings outside, and I bring them inside at night, just so the cold won't kill them. Here I've got tomatoes, and I've got corn, and I've got some comfrey there, cabbage, and all sorts of things, pumpkins, tomatoes, broccoli, there's beans. Okay, onto my annual beds. There's still kale in there, you can see that, and I've put in some new silver beets for my summer silver beets. There's some garlic there, my beetroot, and I've sown down here, I don't know if you can see very closely, some onions and 2 rows of carrots, and that will be amongst my tomatoes and my capsicums for the summer, which are still in development stage at the moment. Onto the next bed, there's some lettuce, some onions, greens, silver beet, some turnips, onions. We've got lettuce there amongst the onions, and garlic. I have some radish coming up there amongst the garlic, and I've sown some carrots on the other side, and some cabbage, and I've got carrots coming up here, so when the garlic comes out, the carrots will take over in that bed. And down this end I'm going to have a zucchini, a pumpkin, and corn and beans, which are all compatible. This is my peas. I've got a lot of blossoms on my peas. Here's one of my peas. I'll show you my peas. There we go. Look at that, straight off the vine. Here I've got more rows of potatoes interspersed with cabbage. There'll be broccoli coming in here, and more corn and beans. Come out here, there's a raspberry plant starting to show its spring growth. Another raspberry plant. This is their second year, so I'm hoping for a bit more fruit off them. And this one, you can see down the very bottom here, it's just got some growth there. Coming through to the front, almost some broad beans. Here I've painted acacias with some bottle brushes. Some clover down there. I don't know if you can see that. There's some marjoram that I've sort of picked bare. Oregano. More oregano. There's an acacia. There's a broad bean, a Tagasaste, tree lucerne, which is nitrogen fixing. All the acacias and the Tagasaste are nitrogen fixers, which helps fix nitrogen in the soil, and they also will provide with chop and drop mulch. There's some silver beet that's been eaten quite badly. Eventually I hope that I've planted things that will attract good bugs, so I won't have so many bad bugs that'll eat the shit out of my garden. There's some perpetual spinach, some more Tagasaste. This is a ballerina apple. It is a columnar apple, so they don't spread out, they just grow up. And the spread's only about 400 mil. And I've planted those there because the sun is coming in that way, and they won't shade out too much what's over here. There's a calendula on its way out. More broad beans that are, you can see a very small broad bean, flowers. There's another column of apple. Most apples need a cross-pollinator, so you need 2 of them. I've got all sorts of things there. Now coming across here, I have borage at the back there, burdock I've just planted, sorrel, salvia, and most of these plants have multiple uses. They provide, they attract good bugs, or they, and a lot of them are food plants. Most of them are food plants that you can eat, either the leaves or the roots. Some are dynamic accumulators, which draw, which have deep taproots that draw up nutrients from down below that are spread. You can also use them as mulch. That is a dandelion down there, a nettle. Behind that there's some comfrey. They're all dynamic accumulators. And this is my Eureka lemon. And if, I don't know if you can see this, but there, where are we? There is some lemons forming. I'm quite excited about that. This is a taller tree lucerne, Tagasaste. That's what it looks like when it grows up a bit. Down the back here I've got some lavender. I've got some foxglove. All sorts of acacias, more calendula, which is a good bug attractor, attracts hoverflies, which are good for thrips. Okay, coming back around the front, my strawberry patch down here. Not a lot of strawberries yet. There are some forming down there. Lots of acacias and Tagasastes, more calendula. This is my Maya lemon down here, which is, I bought about 6 months ago. This is a Feijoa, or pineapple guava. You need another variety, and I have my other variety is over here, which it's growing, but there are some brown ends on the leaves. I don't know if you can see that. Slightly worrying, but well, that's chamomile, I believe, down there. Some carnations. Carnations don't have a lot of value apart from cut flower value, and they look pretty, you know, and I like to give my mum flowers occasionally. This is a type of blackberry. I'm not sure which one because I've lost the tag. There is a passion fruit, if you can see that. We're still taping, yes, good. Sugar. There's my other passion fruit up there. This one here needs another passion fruit to cross-pollinate. There's a thornless blackberry and a loganberry next to that. I've got more Tagasaste, more fava beans, some cover crop. Here I've got a Black Beauty zucchini. It's my Tahitian lime that's not doing fantastically well. It's lost a lot of leaves at the top. Not showing a lot of spring growth, but hopefully in December when I'm filming again, we can show you that it's got some better growth. Some coriander down there. Some alyssum. I don't know if you can see those little purple flowers. That's a good bug attractor. I think that's foxglove at the back. There's another comfrey. Some cosmos annuals. There's mustard leaf, green mustard greens, more acacias. This is an emperor mandarin, and I think you may be able to see the new growth on there. There is, I don't know if you can see that close up. There's some kale, some more good bug attractors. In here we've got some thyme. This is an Aphora Murcott mandarin. I hope you can see the new growth on that. Some flowers down there just because they look nice. This is a Livingston daisy, and the flowers are closed today. They come out when the sun's shining and it's a little bit hotter. They open up and they're beautiful flowers. I'm disappointed I can't show you them. This is an imperial mandarin, all dwarfs, and the growth on here is very good. The new growth, you see that there? Quite happy with that. This is my purple sprouting broccoli, which is approximately 9 months old and hasn't given me any broccoli yet, but it's still growing and I live in hope. Some more coriander, some more acacias. This is my lemonade tree. It is only 30 centimeters high and it has already got blossoms on it, so I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but any tree that's gone into fruit I guess is good, although where it's all going to set and how big it's going to be, who knows. More acacias and tagasastes for nitrogen. Some corn in here amongst everything. More fava beans, broad beans. This is a daikon radish. I'll pick one out. Here we go. It's quite a long radish. It has a long white root and it broke off. Yeah, and it's pretty good value for a radish. And I don't worry that it broke off. That'll sit in the ground and decompose. And they're good for if you want to break up the soil. This is one of my peaches, and I think you can see some new growth on there. All my peaches are timed. Peaches and nectarines are timed to fruit at different times of the year. So I've got right through November, December, January, February, March. My peaches and nectarine season. Seasons. Moving along to there's some growth there on this another peach, some blossom. I'm hand pollinating these at the moment with a cotton bud. I come out here every couple of days and rub the cotton bud across the, just like that, to pollinate them. I've got some some bee attracting, good bug attracting. This is another peach, some new growth on it. More acacias, more ground cover. This is the most, this is my earliest fruiting, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's got fruit on it, little fruit. That's amazing. I'm amazed when anything actually goes the way it's meant to in my garden. This is a orange eggplant, orange and black striped eggplant, and I've overwintered it. And while it doesn't look very healthy at the moment, we'll see how it looks in December, whether it has been successful in overwintering. So I'll have fruit on it for the second year, hopefully. This is another this is a nectarine. It's got blossoms and some green growth on it. This is a capsicum that I've also overwintered, and it looks rather sick. But next few months I hope they'll get some growth on that. More radishes, mustard greens, more broad beans, some more carnations, and this is where my orange trees will be. And finally up here, once the soil gets right up here, is going to be my Babaco or champagne fruit tree. Well, I shall see you in December for my summer update.